Hey, Safemoon family, how are you doing today? This is Tiberius coming at you. Um, Thought I would throw a few thoughts out there for each of you, or any of you, or some of you, um, about the media um, presentation that we received yesterday, calling it Safemoon Sunday. It's certainly better than saying AMA. This was not an AMA because we did not ask anything, and we certainly did not get answers about anything. Um, but let's talk about some of the things that were done on the video. Now, these are all my opinion. So you take my opinion, um, like it, don't like it, it's up to you. But the first thing that comes to my mind here is uh, it's not an AMA. I already said it. It's not. It wasn't an AMA. So should we continue say AMA if it's no longer going to be an AMA? I've been here since the very first ones. I think I might have missed the first one, but I remember the round table and everybody on their webcams and people talking and just trying to work themselves through. In my opinion, what needs to happen for these media events is you need to get a content um, consultant, somebody that you can storyboard, what your plan is, what you want, what is your ultimate goal of what you want to convey, and break it down, and then hit each segment and be sincere. The little thing about the pizza, that was as bull as it can be, in my opinion. I mean, who was that a benefit to? I mean, just say it was poorly executed. I understand the bet and I understand all that, but it was poorly executed. So how do you prevent those things from happening? Well, you get a professional. You hire a professional that knows how to put content together, especially video content, and not just the technical part, but the content itself. What are you trying to convey to everybody or anybody? Second, go back and review what's your plan after you set your plan together, and even if you put it together and you create it, you review it and say, is this conveying to the people what I wanted to say? Did I say what I wanted to say? And then, if you said what you wanted to say, then try to put on that hat where, you know, now I'm the consumer of this information. How is this going to be perceived? And get your head out of the sand or out of the dirt or however you want to say it. And don't get your ego involved. This is objective. Business is objective. So if you objectively think you have done what you need to do, then don't call people babies or crybabies if they don't convey your sentiment. It's all over Twitter today. People are talking about it. Others are defending Safemoon, and I'm defending Safemoon because if I didn't care about Safemoon, I wouldn't be here doing this because I sure ain't getting anything out of it other than trying to help. That's all I want to do. So to help, you have to be able to receive things, um, to receive input. I know that I keep hearing that we are listening. We are listening. We hear you. No, if you'd have heard anybody, you wouldn't have done what you did yesterday. You didn't hear anybody because nobody asked for that. I promise you that. Nobody asked for it. What you hear is yourself. Now, sometimes that's a good thing, especially if you're really good at what you do, sticking to your guns and following through with what you are trying to do. But I think that the story on the board here or writing on the wall is that you're not doing it very well. So I would stop listening to what you think and get somebody that's going to help you. That's just my opinion there. You know, the next thing is be sincere when you say something. Be sincere. I just heard Ryan on Gandalf's space, and he was saying that we don't tell you anything because we didn't have anything to tell you. Well, It's not about coming out and saying that we're going to release the Tesla model Safemoon in 3 weeks or in a month. It's not about that. It's being specific. Let's talk about the SEC or the EU uh, contract that you're about to finalize. Coming out and saying to the EU or about the EU, hey, we're just a few days away or a week away, a month away, or to getting this contract signed on the securities for the EU. So that's where we're at. Give that update. Just don't leave the things hanging. Is what I'm saying. There's not any discussion whatsoever right now about phaonics or banking the unbanked or the turbines. I saw a tweet, excuse me, from or a tweet, a retweet of a Discord from John that says that we're waiting on the turbines. Well, you've been waiting on the turbines for an awfully long time. If there's problems, say it, but just lay it out. Hey, we've ordered them. This is where it's at. You tell people something to let them understand that you're still there. It's better than you know. My eyes glazed over in that whole thing yesterday. I'd have to go back and look at it again, which I'm not going to do because it was just bad execution. Bad execution. So another thing that Ryan was talking about, that spoke briefly about today, was the exchange, and I heard Gandalf saying this too, and so this is where I'm coming from. The exchange doesn't have to be SafeMoon. The uh, the now I can't say it. The blockchain does not have to be SafeMoon. The exchange blockchains does not have to be SafeMoon. They are components to the ecosystem, the galaxy, SafeMoon Galaxy. That's just great, great. Coining words is great, but you got to be substantive when you are doing this. And to say that you're building something and you can't just snap your fingers and it be done, you know, Ryan said that he's been in information technology for 15 years. Well, I've been doing it 25, bud. And it's not a pissing contest. It's just a matter of I have worked on projects that have gone from conception to implementation, complete implementation worldwide in 9 months. And it's a lot bigger than Safe Moon Exchange. Something that's already there, you can just create, change, and update. But then you act like it's all or nothing. So are you going for a big bang release or are you doing a phased release? The wallet, you did a phased release, and I kind of like that because it got a product out there. And I think you knew that. I think all of you knew you got to get something out there. You got to throw them a bone, and then we can just add to it as we go. The exchange can be the exact same way. The securities and regulatories, hey, fine, you got to get those securities and regulatories done. But is there a part of it that you can put out right now, or you can say you're going to put out in a month instead of this year? Well, I'll come back to that this year. I'll come back to that. But it doesn't have to be a big bang release. You can do a phased approach and stop, for the love of all that's almighty. Stop saying that it can't be done in a week. We're not saying a week. We're not saying a month. It's coming up on a year. Now I'm coming back to it. Almost a year ago, in 3 months or so, it'll be a year, that there was $1 million, uh, uh, what do you want to call it? $1 million donation, project donation for the exchange. And I believe it happened to end of April, 1st of May. You raised $1 million to build the exchange, and now it's not going to be there until sometime this year. Now, you're right. Sometime this year could be next month, next week, or it could be January or December 31st at 12:01. And right now, you don't have the best track record to be saying, uh, you know, well, you don't have the best track record to be saying much of anything right now. What I'm saying is, you don't have to completely finish everything to hand it over. if you have regulatories, you know what? These are smart people. Tell them. Tell them. Hey, working on this from this department or from this agency. We're not asking you how to add two and two or how to be a point of sale because you think that's proprietary. Whatever you have concocted in your mind is proprietary. That's great. We're not asking you how, okay? But what we are asking is when are you going to deliver two and two? I mean, it's four. Now, there's a million different ways you can build something to get two and two equals four. Your way is proprietary. We're not asking you how you're doing it. We're just asking you for it to be there. And again, it's not a win all or win alls, or it's not something that is going to allow you to, um, go to the moon. We're not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. Every single AMA that I could think of, maybe except for one, the price has gone down after the AMA. Do you know why? Because it's been built up, the hype about the information we're going to give you, and come the AMA, I have been left wanting every single time. I posted earlier, yesterday, last night maybe, that I was not left wanting because I just couldn't take anymore. It's just poor delivery. I mean, if you're going to develop software and you're going to talk about the SDLC, for those that don't know, software development life cycle, okay, you've got a waterfall approach, you've got the agile approach. You've got a project. Now, if Ryan really wants to get froggy here, let's jump. If you have projects $1 million or less, 1 million to 5 million, 5 million to 15 million, so on and so forth. That's how projects are gauged and how big they are, how long it takes. So I would like to ask this question. If your project is 1 million to 5 million, that should not be any more than 9 to 10 months of work. No, it shouldn't. Unless you have no people working on it, no developers, no support staff, no QA, no business analysts, no business liaisons, nothing. You're doing it all your own. Now, then, if it's a $5 million project, that might take you 5 million years. The point is, if you have a project team, and I don't know that you do, but if you have a project team and you are working on it, those man hours work up really damn fast. 8 hours a day on a project. You charge your time to that project. That $5 million dwindles pretty damn fast. And if you have anybody that knows how to run a project manager like you're supposed to be, then you know how to do that project and keep everybody on track, on budget, and on delivery cycles. So that you know right now, through your project plan, how long it's going to take you to do this. You know the date. You know the delivery date. If you have things that are non-functional, non-technical, that you are relying on, then that is something out of your control. But you control building the tool. Stop saying that you can't do it in a month, you can't do it in a week, you can't do it in a day, that it takes time. I know it takes time, but it don't take this amount of time. Not unless you are trying to make the Taj Mahal. And guys, that's already been built. Break it down. Break it down into segments so that you can be working on a segment and you can give a delivery of a product. Do you know how long I've kept business waiting on things? I give them a little bit. I give them a small release. I give them a little piece of something, especially being QA. If I'm on your job, if I'm on your team right now, if I am on your team, I can tell you to the minute when it's going to be done. To the minute. But that's what 25 years brings you. So let me see what your 15 years brings. I'm upset about this because you throw things out there. You throw objects out there, and they're as big as the world. That we're working on it. We're working super far, super fast, and it doesn't mean anything. That's not sincere. If you say something, mean it. When you mean it, say it. Say it, you mean it. It's that simple. Back to the AMA a little bit. I mean, kind of look at the AMA like this. It's like the State of the Union address, right? It's just that you choose to do it once a month. which is fine. Do the State of the Union address. Give us a heads up. Where do we stand? Where are we at? That's what I would really expect. Not to come out and tell me that we have a brand new product that's going to be the end all of end alls. I don't really give a shit about that. Pardon my French. Might have to delete that out. I don't know if I will or not. What I want to know is where are we on the project? Safemoon's not a project. That's great. You're a technology company, okay? Fine. But within a technology company, you have projects. So those projects that I am concerned about, that I'm invested in, are the turbines, the aid that we're supposed to be giving to the Gambia. Very big on that. That was a big thing for me. I loved it. The banking the unbanked. I mean, that goes far beyond the Gambia, but the concept is the same. Where are we with that? Where are we with those projects? If the projects are on hold because you had to reevaluate the business to then say that. You know what? That was our initial objective, but things have happened, things have changed, things have morphed. So we put that on the back burner for right now, and now we're going to work on this because we feel like it's going to give you a better impact, a faster impact to help the organization, to help the Safemoon community. And we'll come back to that. That is called communication. That is being transparent. Every time you say transparent, it's like holistic. If you, it's a word that means nothing. People try to say it to sound smart. Well, transparent is the same thing. I'm being transparent with you, but I sure ain't going to tell you about all the things that we're working on or why we took $1 million last year to deliver a product that we never delivered, or why we just stopped talking about theonics, or why we stopped talking about the Internet of Things, or why we stopped talking about the mesh network, or are you just throwing taglines out there? You know, sooner or later, people figure out that taglines are taglines, just like tag words. If there's nothing behind it, it don't mean anything. It's just a group of words put together in a sentence structure to be a description of something. Be sincere, guys. That's all I'm saying. Safemoon still has my heart. It does. And again, I wouldn't be here saying anything if I didn't care. I'm financially invested in it, but I would like to see other humanitarian things come out of it. There was not a time that long ago, it's been a few months, that we sat in the water cooler, or we sat in a group right after the water cooler, and we were talking about humanitarian, the Safemoon community. Now, we all were expecting to make money off this, but what you heard was the Safemoon community coming together, and we wanted to do humanitarian efforts. We wanted to give. We wanted to create a place for military that are having issues. We wanted to have a place for battered women. We wanted to have a place for about anything, race relations. I mean, just about anything you can think of. If there were natural catastrophes anywhere in the world, we were talking about sending aid. You know, these are people we thought that we were going to have a wealth. Let's just say it like it is. But what we wanted to do with it. You know, I don't hear anything like that anymore. I don't hear anything like that from the Safemoon community. We had such stellar ideas about how we wanted to help our communities. We don't hear it anymore because it doesn't seem like it's going to get there. Now I know it's a year old, less than a year old still, but we did something in 6 months, 4 months that no other crypto had ever done. And unfortunately, that might have been somewhat on hype. I don't know, but we have to go back to where that stopped. June, I think it was around June, that really that big growth stopped or throttled down so bad. It's just, guys, be sincere. Sincere. That's it. Whenever you say something, mean it. That's all. Give a state of the union, give a state of the project, a monthly state of the project. You should be having project meetings every damn day. Where are we at? Where are we at on this? Well, here comes this date. Are we going to make this date? Is there a reason why we're not making this date? Do you have obstacles in front of you? What can I do to get those obstacles out from in front of you? Why can't you make this date? If I give you more people, can you make the date? These are all things that I have done for years and years. It's not rocket science. Okay, fair enough. I've been doing this for a long time, so I understand how it all works. I understand how to do it. I understand how to build a product. I understand how to put the project team together. I guess my question is, do you?